Adam Price.
As a member of this National Assembly and being frequently on the receiving end of government strategy documents, and they do come thick and fast, you're often in a state oscillating between a state of confusion and a state of despair. And I have to say, having speed read this document this afternoon, I feel a mixture of both. Confusion, because I think I was under the misapprehension that this was going to be the date of the publication of the new economic strategy. I'm not the only one, because I noticed Lee Waters tweeted yesterday ahead of tomorrow's launch of a new Welsh Government economic strategy. I've set out some thoughts in today's Western Mail, and a very good article. It was true, and here we come to the despair, because there were better, more interesting, more original ideas in that single-page article than there are in this document. What actually we've got here, I mean, remember that we were, and if I was there, I'm sure the same would be true of having David's business briefing next week ahead of the publication of the Welsh Government economic strategy. You need to improve your internal communication at the very least. What we've got actually is a kind of a beefed up version of Taking Wales Forward, published last year. I mean, it's kind of Taking Wales Forward on steroids, really, isn't it? It's gone up from 15 pages to 27, so nobody can accuse the Welsh Government of not making progress. That's a 100% increase in Welsh Government productivity. We had 4 cross-cutting strategies. Now we have, 5 cross-cutting priorities and 4 key themes and 3 three action plans. You certainly can't accuse them of not being comprehensive. I don't have the time to go after all of those, but I'd like to concentrate on one, and seeing as we have been celebrating 20 years since 1997 and devolution, let's concentrate on the economic, because that was meant to be the big advance, the devolution dividend, and as has already been referred, really, of course, the progress there has been limited. And looking at the 18 bullet points, that's all it is. If you're looking for the contours of the new economic strategy, 18 bullet points across 2 pages. And I'm trying to understand, therefore, what does that tell us about the content of the new economic strategy? Maybe the First Minister will be able to help me. The first question is, is there a real acceptance of the scale of the challenge? I think there is on the backbench on the governing side. I'm not sure there is on the front bench, because, as has already referred, in 1997, where were we? 74.1% of GVA per capita. Where are we now in the latest figure? 71%. We've gone backwards. We were 7th overall, by the way, in terms of the 12 standard UK economic regions. And even the Welsh Government's favoured economic indicator, which is gross disposable household income per head, we've also gone backwards, 87.8 to 85.3. So is there an acceptance of the scale of the challenge? The First Minister, in his remarks earlier this afternoon, said that in the 1990s, we were a country that young people wanted to leave. Well, actually, we saw a report over the summer from the Resolution Foundation showing that Wales has a brain drain. More graduates lost to Wales between 2000 and 2016, a net loss of over 20,000 graduates during that period, with a 10th of 12 UK standard regions in terms of the extent of graduate loss. Secondly, are there going to be targets? How can we've had appallingly poor progress. How can we actually measure whether we're going to have a better record of delivery in the future? Because, as Chris Kelsey said, there are few details and few specific targets in this strategy. And where is the desire, the appetite, which I do sense, to be fair, on the Labour backbenches, for radical change in terms of strategy? We've basically followed the same strategy for 40, 50 years, which is essentially reliant on foreign direct investment. That's it. We've ploughed that furrow, and where has it got us? Where is the appetite in these 18 bullet points for accepting that strategy will not serve us well in the future? Therefore, we need radical new ideas. And finally, on the last day of term, the Cabinet Secretary said that you're going to publish this cross-cutting strategy, and then there would be an extensive stakeholder engagement program. I think that's jargon for talking to people. Well, I did a little bit of talking over the weekend because I wanted to know what was going to be in this economic strategy that didn't appear. And I spoke to some leading business people that I know and will be known to many people here. I spoke to some leading Welsh economists. Not one of them knew what was going to be in the economic strategy or in the bullet points because nobody from the Welsh government had spoken to them. So on what basis have you come up with this 18 bullet points? Who have you spoken to? Because I fear that what we'll get from when we finally see the economic action plan is once again an empty vessel with no substance.